What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about 24 different altcoins today. And without any further ado, let's get into it. I am keeping the request to 2 requests per person per day, so if you do request more, feel free to do so, but I will only do the first 2 that you request. I haven't found anything that's like triggered me to do a 3rd request for anybody. You know, I'm being at 24 requests just in this video, let alone the other videos that I make, which are also request based. It's a full load, man. So trying to mitigate it a little bit so that I can go to bed on time, essentially. But let's get into it, guys. Enough about me. We're gonna go over AIOZ for Diesel Killer, Yoto and BIF for the Unleavened Baptist, Baby Pepe for Mr. Eggroll Man, Colana and the Cube Project for Silos. Thank you for clarifying that, Silos. Appreciate you. AERO and VELO for Healthcare FL, LPT GLIU for Killer B, Orca and Turbo for Flower Child, Shiba for Jimmy Garcia, XLM and Hot for Real Load, Amp and BLOK for C-Zar is Good Guy, Algo for Da Big Bad Birdman, DNT for Brian Marion, Floki for Joser, DGB and Filecoin for Gianluca Parisi, XRP for Muameta Lijevsky, and XDC for Nick Farm. And I believe that's everything. I don't think I repeated anything on there, so without any further ado, let's get into it. All right, so looking at AIOZ, I feel like this one's come up a lot recently, and I can see why. It's gone up a lot recently, right? Damn, how much is that overall? From this low to this high here, I mean, it's an 85x. I can see why there's so much attention on it. And last week it went up 170%. So you are pretty overbought in the areas that you were overbought before. The last time that you got in this area, whenever you got like kind of right here, you stopped on this week, pulled back the next week, and then you went up higher the following week. So do you have enough gas in the tank to see another leg up before you really consolidate? Sure, it could happen. How much higher, I don't know. I doubt it would be as big as this week. Probably smaller, just like this was. But you might not. This could have been your top. You could pull back from here. Let's look at other time frames to kind of get a better gauge on this. But I want to look and see real quick. I think you go a little higher. I do. I think you do go a little higher. Let's see. I think, yeah, that's the same high. So let's see, low to high here. If you were to pull back 16 cents, it's kind of where I would think that you would go around there. Let's look at the daily. The daily looks good, man. The daily really does look good, and you are so close. And generally speaking, you guys, I do look, whenever you're this close, I do look for you to hit that 1272. And that's a general kind of idea, but lately I've been noticing a lot of cryptos not doing that. They've been getting close and then turning back around and then going up. But I don't know. Even with that being said, I would expect that you at least see this $1 area. You're at 76 cents now, so I would expect that. We'll just see how it goes. The daily does look good. The weekly looks good. Let's see how the 4-hour looks. 4-hour looks fine. I think you've got a little bit left in you. You probably see kind of like a fake out breakout, or maybe like a real breakout, whatever. I don't know. A little bit higher, around $1, a little bit above $1, and then you pull back. That's my best guess, if I really had to guess. I think a lot of cryptos are about to pull back, but people have been saying that. I've been saying that for weeks, man. You know, and it's like, there will be a time when they pull back, but are we going to run up so stupendously that when the pullback actually happens, it could be significant, but we still pull back to prices that are even higher than where we are now, even after all this pumping? You know, that remains to be seen. I do think we'll pull back to prices lower than where most cryptos are on average right now, but again, who really knows? Yoto is not on here. Let's see. What would Jesus Coin close at? Had a decent day. Okay. Yoto. Let's see. On the daily, top to bottom here, I don't like it. I don't necessarily like it. I don't like how you rejected this area twice. That's not a good look. You are maintaining this kind of look here, right? You've got your higher lows, which is nice. I'm not a big fan of the daily RSI. nor am I a fan of the 4 hour. I kind of think you're going to break this. That's not a good look, man. What looked to have promise is looking like it might not. Where are you going to go is the real question. You're probably going to go lower. Low to high here. 1272. I want to put lines on there and just see if it lines up with anything. 1272 is right there. 1618 is right there. Like right there, essentially. Okay, that does line up, yeah. Kind of right, you know, from this low to this high off this little consolidation phase coming down into this move here, the extended levels would put you right around this previous low and this low here. So you probably do find support at 5042 to 50272. Somewhere in that area is what I'm thinking. Probably not exactly on either line, but somewhere in between. It would be my best guess. But yeah, that's Yodo. Looking like you want to go down, bro. Which I feel like the last time I looked at it, it wasn't. It looked more bullish than that, if I remember correctly. But anyways, Biff. Talking about Biff, bonk, whiff, hat. All these whiff hats, man, and baby whatever coins. They're doing all right. On the 4 hour, looking like you want to go a little lower. Sure, you might correct. You saw your 1414, 1272 hit. You probably go to the 886 at least, which would be at 203755. Absolutely, you could pull back lower than that even. But that comes in line with this like closing resistance here and a little bit of resistance here. When you broke this zone, you really went up. So I would expect you do find support there. And potentially continue upwards. There's not a whole lot to go off of. It's such a new coin. We don't even have an RSI pulled up here. Let's see if I've got it on the 10. A little bit on the 10. Technically in bullish area of control. So I do think you want to go higher. I do. I just think you might want to pull back first and then potentially see a slightly higher high than this going up to 1.77 cents. It's a pretty nice bounce. Potentially, right? Something like that. That'd be like a near 5x, man. And you could go higher. You absolutely could go higher. But I think for the time being down, looking at the 4 hour again, kind of a bearish look on the 4 hour. The 1 hour, kind of neutral, not bad. But the price action's neutral too. I'm not impressed. I do like that you're holding the 40, but I think you're going to go lower. I really do. I think you're going to see that 886 and then bounce from there. Look for that. So that's Biff, Baby Pepe. Oh my goodness. I think I'm probably going to have to use Dex Screener as well. Baby Pepe. I think this is the one, right? Yes, it's got the same. All right, cool. Let's see here. Can I do this? Man, let's see. Top to bottom. Barely missed your 1618. Pretty decent volume on that week too, or on that 4 hour. Not a week, man. It's so new. You probably pull back. You probably do. Let's get a relative strength index on here. You could go a little higher first, but yeah, you got bearish divergence showing its head. It's not confirmed until you get a red 4 hour. There's nothing to go off of on the daily here. Let's see. Overbought, right? But you could go higher. You could go higher first, but if you go higher, it's not going to be too much higher. I mean, relative to this overall move. Maybe it is a lot in percentage forms. Let's see. That's not what I wanted to do. Let's see. I mean, yeah. You could move up like another 60%, but you might only move up to that 1618, or that could have been your top and you move down from here. Kind of hard to say. There's not a lot going. Yeah, that's double bearish divergence. If you were to move higher than this high here, that's your last drive. Triple bearish divergence, you don't mess with that, man. At least I don't mess with that personally. You could get one more drive higher, but I think inevitably you will see a correction in this. It's so new, so don't hold me. TA isn't. It's a lot more flexible at this rate, but I would think you pull back to this 886 area at 50448, which you're at 50885 now. So it's essentially like a 50% loss that you could see. So that's Baby Pepe, and probably a greater than that loss if it continues to go up from here. Let's talk about Solana. All of these coins, man. You guys like your DEX coins. I like talking about DEX coins, man. That's where the money's made. It's also where it's lost if you're not careful. But Solana on Radium. I think this is it, right? I think this is the right one. Loading the chart. Yep, it's the right one. All right. Top to bottom. Volume's dying off. Moved up to your 1272, 1414 area. You checked back at the 100 and moved up a little bit yesterday. That's a nice look. Pretty damn overbought. Pretty overbought. What's that peak at? That's at 86. Yeah, you could go higher. You absolutely could. I like the 4-hour RSI looks nice. I think Silos, I think you're gonna make one more drive higher, man. Just like a lot of these, it's kind of seeming like a trend. Either that or I'm just in a weird mood and I feel like saying everything gets one more drive. But no, I think it does. I think it goes up to that 1618 all the way up. Probably like 100% gain from here. A little bit more than that, actually, from the current price. Yeah, 107, 108% gain. And then you top off. That's why these DEX coins are great, man, because that's where the crazy money can be made. Now, if you have crazy money in these things, like if you had $100,000 in this or more, you're not going to be able to sell all of it at the price you want, right? Like I think even probably if you had $10,000, you're probably not going to be able to get out at ideal prices. There's just not enough liquidity. But maybe there will be. I don't know. That's part of the battle with DEX coins, you know what I mean? Not enough liquidity, so you kind of have to layer out if you're dealing with larger sums of money. But nonetheless, I do think that's where it's geared for. I think it's geared to go up there. That's Solana. Looking good. I like the 4-hour a lot, man. I don't mind the daily. It looks kind of top heavy right now, but you being at an 85, 86 is definitely hot, but you could get hotter. Absolutely you could. With a move like this, you absolutely could. So, yeah, looking good. Let's talk about Cube now, and it's the Cube project, right? The Cube project. I think I did Somnium Space Cubes. Is that what I did? Volume 90K. Very low volume, Silos. Very low volume. Very new coin, so I guess that's appropriate. I don't know, my friend. I don't know. I don't have an opinion on this. It's so low liquidity, man. I wouldn't want to buy it just for that. I wouldn't watch it do 100x without you. I mean, without me at least. I don't like getting in on things that have low liquidity, because let's say you wanted to put serious money in it. It's got $90,000 in the last 24 hours. Like if you put serious money in this, you could be the reason why it pumps. So you're not going to buy all of it down here. If you put like $100 in, okay, maybe. But if you're putting in like serious money, which you shouldn't be in things like this that are literally like it was born this month. So yeah, definitely you shouldn't put serious money in this. But something like this, if it does take off, you put $100 in it. If it does 1,000x, which I don't know what the market cap of it would be, but you could see crazy gains. It does happen, but it happens to like one coin out of thousands of coins in the space. Is this that one coin? Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But if you want to take the risk, a little bit of money, not financial advice, but a little bit of money. Don't bet the farm on something like this. I can't really do TA on something like this, Silos, unfortunately. I don't feel comfortable doing it. Looking at it for what it's worth, if you can get above this 886, and I kind of think you will, at 2.72 cents, if you can close above that on a 1-hour basis or higher, I would think that you found your low and you're looking like you want to go up higher than this high even. You can start to backtrack on this fib, and instead of going down, you can start looking good. But got to get above that 886. Until then, if you reject this area, if you continue to go down, especially if you take out that low, then we'll see you at the 1618 all the way down at 2079, 78, something like that. That's Cube. I don't feel too confident in my analysis on that because it is super new, but that's what we got. Let's talk about Arrow USD, Aerodome. What about on CoinEx? A little bit more history, but we'll use Coinbase. That's fine. Massive move up, sure, very nice. Low to high. I don't know. Looking like you're rejecting off your overbought zone, not once but twice. Let's see how today closes. If you can close green today, if you can get back in that overbought zone, I'll have hope that you are looking like you want to see extensions off of this move here from top to bottom. Seeing at an 83 to $1.09, something like that. You're at 53 cents now, so that'd be impressive gains to come probably over the next week or so. But you need to get higher, man. You can't reject here. You can't reject here. If today's a red day, I would say that that's off the table. You're probably going lower than this low. And at which case, you'd probably see a standard retracement, at which case I'd want to look at this. I suppose that would be your low. And yeah, you'd probably go down to like 17 cents or lower if you get below this red line here. Really, if you have a red day. If you have a red day, then I think that's what would happen. But let's just see how it plays out. Let's see how today closes. And then we'll check back on it. This is a pretty commonly requested coin, so I'm sure we'll talk about it once it does its thing. But that's the if ands, man. If it closes red today, if it looks like, now hold on, the daily RSI on this looks different. I'm gonna go with the one on Coinbase just because it's got more volume. It's probably gonna be the one that's looked at more. A rejection off of here, a double rejection wouldn't be nice, man. I suppose the real dagger, more than just closing red today, would be closing below 49.48 cents. You close below there, then it really is condemned to lower lows. Probably around 17 cents is what my best guess would be, if not lower. So definitely don't want to do that. Don't reject from here. Get a green day, start closing, get higher, get above this high, and then we can talk about 83 cents to $1.09. But that's what I got for Arrow. Let's talk about you and me. We'll talk about Velo on Coinbase as well. Looks just like Arrow. Oh, there we go. Is it? I think it was Velo. This is the one you wanted, not okay. So this is the one you wanted. Okay. Bottom to top. Yeah, I like it, man. I like this. It looks good. If you can close today above 10.95 cents, you're looking like you want to see new extensions here. Top to bottom, probably at 17.5 to 22 cents. Yeah, in a short amount of time, like over the coming week, if not 2 weeks' time, but probably this week you would see that if you can close today above this line here at 10.95 cents. So again, kind of dependent on today, but I do like the daily RSI. I like the 4 hour. Yeah, I think you want to go up. So that's Velo. Let's talk about LPT. Live Peer. Yeah. That might be it for Live Peer, man. Some serious bearish divergence there. I would think you do want to pull back. You probably do. You're at 21.72. I think you want to pull back to $17. You got bearish divergence pronounced there. It's not confirmed until you have a red week. You have bounced off the 886. That is a good look. I'm not going to lie. It's a pretty bearish top. It's pretty bearish conditions you're faced with, though. And if this is bearish divergence, which I think it is, I would think you have lower to go. $17 is probably where you would go. If not, at least $18. But I don't have a problem with the 4 hour, and I don't have a problem with the weekly. It's the daily. It's this bearish divergence that I have a problem with. It's these 3 days right here that I don't like. So reverse that, close above this day, and we can take away the bearish scenario. But until then, I'm convinced $17, $18 is where you're going on LPT. GLIV. And I could be wrong on that. That's okay, man. It's okay to be wrong. Oh, Grayscale Live Peer. Woohoo. Hoo. Killer B. We're talking about this outside of the Grayscale things. I thought that might have been a Grayscale one. I really did, but that's okay. We'll talk about it. I said we'd talk about it, so let's do it. Yeah, I mean, if Live Peer looks like it wants to move down, I would think this thing wants to move down too. Probably. Deep extensions hit. This looks more bullish than the token does. That's for sure. I don't know. This makes me think you're going to go higher, but let's just see. I can be wrong, man. Maybe LifePeer does continue to go up, but I kind of think that you did hit the 1886 from this high to this low here. That is a 1886 extension, so you are at an area where it makes sense to kind of retrace a little bit, find support down here, something like that, and that would make sense with LifePeer itself going down as well. But for now, I'm going to stick with that. I think you've hit a momentary high. You probably pull back. You could even go below $36, but you probably find a higher low at some point. That's Grayscale LifePeer. Let's talk about Orca. Come on now, there we go. Orca. I think let me look up Orca real quick. I think this thing's got potential. If it's the one, I think this is the one. Yeah, 222 million. I think that one has a lot of potential, man, for like cycle highs. Like this is potentially a good one. I might actually throw some money in this, man, honestly. Because like what move was this right here, right? From just like relatively speaking, that low to this high, you pulled a 14x, bro. Like, and it took time, a little bit of time from September until December. That's really not that much time at all, but it wasn't like it just did that in 1 week, but still, that's a nice amount of gains. I definitely think with this kind of market cap, you have more to go. Circulating supply versus total max supply, yeah, that's not too encouraging, but as long as it doesn't all just flood the markets in one fell swoop, I think you're going to be fine. Yeah, whatever. I mean, you see this, you've got new all-time highs in market cap, where in price, you do not have new all-time highs. So that is a bit not ideal, in my opinion. That will hinder price growth, but even fully diluted, that's still a pretty low market cap. You could still see 100x in something like this, so I don't mind it. I don't mind it at all. I just looking at that real quick, getting away from the TA, but let's see here. Top to bottom, 2272 hit, 1618 hit, bro. You're looking really good. Yeah, I like that bounce off the 52 coinciding with the 1618 hit. Also, previous like cycle highs closing right at it, dude. It looks really good until it doesn't. So don't close below here. Don't close below there on a week. It's okay to go down. It's even okay to go below that line, but do not close a week below it. Start breaking up. You made a move up. You have your pole, your bull flagging. Complete the pattern. Break outwards, break to the upside, and I think you will. But again, if you go below this 1618, I would be a little pessimistic to the downside more momentarily. You're at 456, 457. You could go all the way to 246 if you close below that orange line. So don't do that. Don't do that. Let's look at the daily. Daily looks resilient, but no follow through. In a time where I would like to see follow through, no follow through. So I think maybe you do come down a little bit for the time being. I'm hoping that you find a higher low and then bullishly break out of here. That's my hope for this thing. So I don't know how low it's going to go, but let's just see this relative high or low to high. $3.64, $3.18, anywhere and everywhere in between there. I think you are moving down temporarily. Hopefully you get a nice bounce off there, because if not, you're going to go a lot lower than that. But that's Orca. Regardless, man, I think this is probably one to keep on the radar. I need to do more research on this one, but it's kind of caught my attention. I need to do some more fundamental analysis on it. But anyways, Turbo USD. I'm actually gonna 1 second here. Let's see. Hit this. Come on now. You know you want to. There we go. That's not right. Where are we at? I don't know, man. I don't even know what I'm trying to do anymore. Here, let's see. There we go. Just a little reminder note to check out Orca. Turbo. That doesn't mean buy, guys. I can be wrong. I haven't bought any myself, so don't take my word for it. Look it up yourself. But let's see. Looking good. Turbo. Is that a frog or is it a snail? Is it? I don't know. Looking good, man. I mean, you've got a little bit of bearish divergence presenting itself, but it's not confirmed. don't mind the 4 hour. I don't mind the daily. I like what you're doing right now with the price action. Kind of like finding supported previous areas of resistance. I think you want to go higher. You're at 0012. Watch you go up to 002 before finding some real turbulence and then moving down. Yeah, you might move up, get some real bearish divergence on the 4 hour, maybe get some, continue up here, but actually get your bearish divergence a little bit later and then turn around. I think you want to go up from here. That's turbo. Probably around 0.002 if I really had to guess. Shiba Inu, man, going down, right? Right? Isn't that what I think it's doing? It moved up a lot. Moved up a lot in a short amount of time. I think it's going down, you guys. I do. From here, hell of a run. Beautiful. Didn't think it had it in it, but you probably pull back, I would say right around here, man. Previous lows, previous highs, right above your 0.5, below your 382, somewhere around 4022 to 4017, somewhere in that range. Probably closer to that 4018 area is where I would think you go. If you're looking to buy this thing, let's pretend for a second I'm looking to buy Shiba Inu. How I would go about it, I wouldn't buy here, but I would not buy at this white line. I would personally buy anywhere but like from this white line and down, but I would try to buy probably closer to this top white line at 40211. Even though I fully believe it's going to go to 4018, that's just my style. Okay, I would like to buy it there or lower, not wait for that. That's just me. And the only reason I'm saying that is I know that there's a lot of you out there who are probably curious to buy Shiba now that it's done this. It's caught your attention a little bit. You might have been like, oh, maybe I should put money in this. Now's not a good time, but it will present an opportune time over the coming weeks. I very much doubt that it's going to be like this, straight down, and then boom, we're back off to the races. This move was nice. It was after a nice accumulation range, but now you're probably going to consolidate again for a little while, and then months later you'll break out and do your bullish stuff. But that's Shiba. Let's talk about XLM. I want to go real quick. Hold on. Yeah, okay. XLM. Hidden bullish divergence. Yeah, I think you're moving up. You're in this channel. It's the same old, man. It's really nothing new. You're in this channel. When you're below this line, good time to buy. When you're above this line, good time to sell. You're probably going to the upper areas of this line around 20 cents, 19 cents, maybe 18 cents. I doubt you get above these highs, but I do think that you have higher to go. That's that. If you move lower from here, it's going to be a higher low. Like I doubt you'd move below 12.2 cents. You could move all the way down to 12.2 cents, but I doubt you move below there. And then regardless, I think you're going up higher, right? Just steady wandering throughout this little channel that you're in. That's XLM. Hot, yeah, hollow chain. I'm like, why does hot? What is hot? I forgot. And there we go. One day you're hot, the next day you're not. Let's see. What? All right, whatever. Okay, well, we're going to use this chart. I don't think that's the full history, but that's okay. Top to bottom, 382 hit. Decent look on your monthly RSI. Decent look on your weekly RSI. I think you might just be getting started on a move that's getting you, this kind of reminds me of Compound. You accumulated for a while, broke out, you even back tested here at the resistance points, the highest points of this accumulation phase. You like back tested that, right? Put a line right there at that low, literally right there. I think you want to go to your 618, 20829 to 1 cent, man. Here you are at 0.0039. So yeah, looks good. Due for 100% or more gains on holochain over the coming weeks and months. It doesn't have to happen in a week, but it could. But over the coming weeks and months, I think you're moving up there. That's hot. That's hot. Let's talk about AMP. Yeah, we'll use Coinbase. I like the daily or the weekly RSI. I like the price action. I still think you're in some kind of like bottoming range. You've yet to really like, I mean, you have broken your, technically you haven't. I mean, you've got a higher high here, but this is all like part of the same move. It is still technically a lower high. I think you're still in your like accumulation phase is really what I'm trying to say. So if you move lower, that's not a problem. It's okay. I like that. I do like that. I don't like this double top look on the RSI, but I do like the RSI as a whole. You could come back down with this, and I mean, who knows? Maybe you're in this big, like, you've got highs coming in here and lows coming in here. I don't know. It's not drawn properly, but you can kind of see what I'm going for with these lows, right? I don't know if that's right. Maybe not. Maybe you only go to your 50. Maybe you stop at your 60. Maybe you pull back to your overbought zone itself and then move up higher. It's kind of hard to say. I just don't like that you have a kind of double top look here with a confirmation as of last week's close too. I really don't mind the daily RSI though, man. I'm having a hard time with this one and the way the fibs look. I want to say you go higher, a little bit higher. You're at half a cent now. Maybe you go to 0.00716. But you're probably not ready to break out and move up like to these extended areas just yet. You're working your way up there, but you could, you know, do stuff like this for a while and then break out like months later. So I'm just gonna say sideways. Any significant upside will get sold into. Any significant downside will get bought into. You're gonna move sideways. That's my thoughts on AMP. Blocktopia, right? Yeah. I remember this one, man. I remember talking about this one. I'm not trying to be a hater, but I think it's a scam. If I remember correctly, I like looked into it a little bit. It looks like a nice website, but kind of seems like a scam, in my opinion, right? Because let's do it right now. Actually, let's do it. Blocktopia. It's a really well done website, in my opinion, right? Like the homepage, everything. But my question is, you got your roadmap, you got your NFTs, you got your socials, all that stuff. Where's the tokenomics? How are you gonna? You're gonna make a nice, presentable website like this? Like it's not like the most impressive thing ever, but it's better than a lot of different websites. And I mean, it could be a legitimate project, but I'm just like. Why am I not allowed to know your tokenomics? Like, why not? Stake and earn, make a difference. Okay, that's cool. But like, how much was allocated to the staking pool out of the total circulating supply? How much is allocated to the devs, the teams, like for marketing, for like at fair launch? I want to know. Was there a fair launch? I mean, I don't even know, man. Like that's what I'm trying to say. Install. I'm not trying to install. Let's look it up real quick. Blocktopia CoinGecko. And you know, that kind of stuff, that's not encouraging either. So fully diluted supply is at like 600 million. That does leave the door open to go high, but just be careful with something like this, okay? You don't know. Like how are you going to have a website that looks that presentable? You've put the time in. You've been around for a little bit. Like by now, guys, everybody knows we want to know the tokenomics. Why aren't you giving it to us? Why not? Why can't I know? And there are some legit projects out there that don't have their tokenomics available that do well. That does happen. So, but you are in an accumulation range. Regardless, massive move down, accumulation range. Looking somewhat bullish, sure. You're looking somewhat bullish. Top to bottom here. 1272 hit. Nope, that's not what I meant to do. You could pull back to your 886 at 0.00272 and then move up from there. That wouldn't be weird at all. And I think you do. It looks like you want to do that. So you probably want to pull back to 0.00272 and then you want to move up from there. And that's Blocktopia. Yes. Algo. Algo looking good on your 4 hour, I think. That's all right. I like the daily look. I like the daily look, man. Yeah, I really do. You could pull back a little bit, like go back to 22 cents, 23 cents, something like that, but I think you want to move higher. I think if you don't move higher immediately, you could consolidate in this area for a few weeks, a couple months, but I think you want to go up to this 45-cent zone, probably like right up in here. That's my thoughts. So either a little bit of sideways with limited downside, or you're moving up to about 45 cents from here. That's my thoughts on algo. One way or another, whether it happens this week or it happens in like a month or two, I think you're going there to 45 cents. And then probably higher than that, of course. Oh, let's talk about DNT. Not DMT, DNT. District 0x. Not DentaCoin. Whatever happened to DentaCoin, man? Probably nothing. Because you can't clean your teeth with a blockchain. Top to bottom here. 1272 hit. That's kind of an expected move. Deep in your RSI with a very, very humongous move. You probably do pull back to your 886. You probably do. Previous area of support, previous area of resistance. It wouldn't be weird. It really wouldn't be weird at all. I want to see what you do from your low to your high. 886 right there, 382 right there. It makes sense, man. You're going to about 5.9 cents. Right around there, and then up, probably more upside. But when I say you're going there, it's probably not going to take a week. You moved up. Whenever you see these kind of moves, you move up dramatically fast, and then you kind of wiggle waggle all the way down. You know, it takes time. 1 week to move up, 2 weeks to move up, 3 months to move down, something like that. 4 months to move down. You know, so it's going to take its time. Probably going to cool off for a while. That way, it can hold these high prices, but let the RSI cool off. And the RSI can't cool off quickly if it's going to hold high prices. It's going to take time. So just food for thought there. Let's look at the daily. Yeah, I think you do. I think you probably do pull back from here. Slowly but surely. Floki, as exciting as it was, this DNT District 0x coin, as exciting as it was, I think it's going to go to sleep for a second, just for a little bit, and that's okay. You want to see that. You don't want to see unstopped continue. I mean, I guess we all want to see unstopped continued growth, but that's not reassuring, man. That leaves the door for you to just like drop significantly. Speaking of which, yeah, you moved up very unstopped. Not a whole lot of volume, but this is on MEXC. You know, what'd you do on Binance? That's decent volume. I mean, I don't know how much volume that is. Let's see. 17 trillion coins, not dollars. 17 trillion coins. We're here, not even close. So yeah, decent volume on the move up. That's nice. Floki probably does do well. It's one of those meme coins, man, that they're like off of Dogecoin that everybody says like they're spin-offs of Shiba, but it's like Shiba's the spin-off of Dogecoin. I don't know. Like I feel like coins like this, like yes, it's a Shiba Inu, but the Doge like symbol is a Shiba Inu. That's why Shiba is a meme of Dogecoin. I feel like people they either don't acknowledge that or they don't know that because they're like new to crypto, but I just hear a lot of people in the space talking about meme coins, and they're like, yeah, they're all Shiba memes, and I'm like, how? Like, I don't know. I feel like they're all Doge memes. They're all dog memes. Dogecoins, but who cares? Who really cares? Anyways, guys, getting caught up in the who cares moments. You probably find resistance here. You're extremely overbought. Nice move up. You just tore straight through it. You're going to see some kind of regular pullback. It's okay. I don't think you go all the way back down here. I don't think you go to your 886, but I think anywhere from your 1272 to your 1618 is fair game, and that's all the way at 3001 to 3017. So that would promote a deficit, a loss from the current prices of anywhere from 34% to potentially 62%. So be prepared for that. That's probably coming. Again, same thing as the last one. It's probably going to take time, right? Look at what you did last time here, right? moved up phenomenally, and you moved down pretty fast, but you moved down dramatically slower than you moved up. Moved up very, very nice, and then formed a higher low still, but it took a long time, right? So you're probably for months now, months, plural, several, like 4 months or more months, you're going to be moving down. And that's just my expectation. It's exciting while it is now, but if I'm wrong on that, then what you'll see is some kind of consolidation, nice high and tight for the coming weeks, right? If you do that, then maybe you are looking for another pop, and at that rate you'd be at new all-time highs, and at that rate you could see some incredible growth in a short amount of time, which it already kind of did. But anyways, that's Floki. I think it is going to go down. I think inevitably it can go up. This is a kind of bullish looking channel that you're in, but I think you're at the top of it. You hit your deep extensions. You're at your all-time highs. Pull back. Try again the next time, and then break through. That's my thoughts. And it will take a while to pull back, gather your bearings, refuel the fires, let them burn at another time. Floki. DGB. Digibyte. Not on Bittrex, not on that. It's a closed exchange. They don't exist anymore. Let's see. Their chart remains, but I don't think this is right, man. I want a chart with more history on it. Digibyte's looking good though. Come on, man. There's got to be something. Give me something, man. CoinX? No? Alright, well, whatever. We're just going to use the Binance chart. I would think you want to go up to your 382. With the way that you're looking right now on your monthly, on your weekly, I would think you do want to go up to your 382. Somewhere around about 2.16 cents. 2.17, I should say. Yeah, around there. You could pull back first. I don't think you do. Yeah. RSI cooled way the hell off, holding a flat top, ascending lows. Yeah, you're going up to your 382. That's Digibyte. So looking good, looking good. And again, that 382 is at about 2.19, 2.17 cents, somewhere around there. Digibyte. Filecoin, File USD. Let's see. Looking like you want to go higher as well. 886 hit. Looking productive up to your 1272 at the 382. Yeah, Filecoin, you want to move up to $13.80, $13.40 probably really soon, and likely beyond that. You just broke your, I know it's confusing, but you're breaking out of your accumulation zone. Truthfully speaking, I think you're going to go to this 618 all the way up here. 2272 is splitting that. Classic, man. $40 to $57 is where you're working toward. You're at $10.50 right now. But in the more immediate term, look for that $13.40 to $13.80 kind of area. Maybe $16 or so. But that's Filecoin. Looking good. Looking good. Let's just double check real quick. Yeah, I like it. I like it, man. I do. Lower lows, higher lows. I like it, man. I really do. All right, Filecoin. XRP, and then we're going to finish this bad boy up with XDC. XRP, just like XLM. Oh, my goodness, Coinbase. Let's do Binance. There we go. You're in an upward sloping channel, okay? Upward sloping, it's not the prettiest channel, but more or less, you spend most of your time in between these lines. When you go below this line, good time to buy. When you go above this line, good time to sell. You're at the base of this line, you're probably going up. I bet you go above this high. I doubt you go above this high. So anywhere and everywhere in between, 93 cents to 75 cents, somewhere in between there, likely around 80 to 85 cents. That's where I think you're going. XRP, easy peasy, because nothing's changed, man. It's probably one of the easiest coins to trade in crypto as long as it's in this channel. It's very docile at the moment, very easy to predict. Oh, look at this. XDC look just like XRP, which I didn't see coming, but it makes sense, right? Because you guys, I think they're competitors, right? They run in the same kind of category. With this look, okay, I would assume, based off fibs, I would assume you go to your 61869. I would. kind of curious to see if you do that, though. I don't mind the daily RSI. I'm not a big fan of the weekly RSI, but it's not terrible. But I'm not necessarily a big fan of it. 4 hour looks fine, but whatever. Daily looks fine. Hard to say. Get above your 382. Close a day for all the XDC ravers out there. Close above 5.23 cents on a daily basis. Do that, and then I will be convinced that you are in fact making another high, or maybe not higher than this high, but higher than these highs, probably above 6.5 cents. If not, if you reject, if this looks like you tipped this area and you're rejecting it, you're likely going to 3.62 cents, back down to your 618. So don't do that. Close above your 382, close above 5.222 cents on a daily, and then up. If not, down. Down, down, down. That's essentially it. The further away you get from this line right now, the more convincing it is that that's the thing. And just looking at these fibs right now, I'm very convinced that you'd see this. But with the fact that XLM and XDC kind of, or XRP kind of have a similar trajectory as this, and they're in a similar category of competition, I would kind of think that it could move up from here. You're at the base of this like potential channel, so who knows? But conflicting data, that's for sure. I don't like the weekly RSI. Daily RSI is fine. The 4 hour is fine too, but whatever on that. So I don't know. Start doing bullish things. That's really all I have to say. Right now, if I really had to guess, guys, if I was leaning to one side, I am leaning toward the side that we go to the 618, but that's just based off the fibs, okay? This week, we have 6 days and 21 hours left. If this week can move up and we can close up here on any given day, let alone the week itself, if this week can flip around bullish, that would be great. It's still the beginning of the week. There's still a lot of time, so I do have a lot of hope for this, but with how it looks right now, I am expecting this price with a very, very flexible opinion that could just change like that because we get above this 382. So kind of a little tit for tat there. I hope that makes sense. But if you guys like the video, hit that like button. If there was a winner out of all these coins, probably Orca. Probably Orca. Yeah. Hot looks good. Blocktopia looks relatively fine too. Digibyte looks good. Filecoin looks good. Algo even looks good. Floki has the potential to eclipse all of them, but I doubt it does. But if it breaks its all-time highs, guys, that thing's gonna be a dog on rocket fuel. But I doubt it does. So yeah, if I had to give a winner, it'd be Orca. Second to that, it's between Hot or Digibyte, personally, or Filecoin. So a tie for third place, I suppose. Anyways, that's what we got. If you guys like the video, let me give a shout out real quick to Flower Child. Flower Child, you won this one. That was you that requested Orca, so good call. And yeah, guys, that's really all I got. Oh yeah, Blocktopia again too kind of does look like it wants to go up as well. So C-Zar is a good guy. You're in the running for that second place as well. But anyways, guys, that's all I got. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more. Thank you for coming. I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.